What's up, guys? It's another episode of Off the Post. I'm your host, DJ Redcap, and we are going to do another NWSL recap with a little U.S. Women's National Team preview. So this should be fun. I've been with the U.S. Women's National Team lately since I'm still having a World Cup hangover. It was nice that we won everything, but now we get to have a little fun and go on victory tours where we go and beat teams by 6 or 7 goals and everyone cheers. Who really cares about the score because we know we're going to win anyway. As you can see, we have a small panel today because all of our panelists are scattered everywhere. You got a bunch of games, you got people passed out in alleys, and you have you're on the show like Karen. So how have you been doing today, Karen?
I'm good. I'm tired, and that's not good because I'm about to go to work and do the closing shift for 5 nights in a row, so that's not cool, but I'm going to survive.
Okay, glad you can make it at least, even though you're tired. We know it's a struggle. And then we got Jen, and she's doing something special right now. She has to tell you guys something about a little contest she's running as well, if you find Jen. Go on, Jen. Tell them what you're up to.
Yeah, I'm hanging out in Pittsburgh with Courtney and a bunch of other people. So the contest is if you find me at the game tomorrow, you will get a cool thing. So look for me. I forget where I'm sitting, so I guess that's going to make it harder on you guys. Sorry. But look for me, find me, and you'll get something cool.
Now, is one of the cool things a piece of toilet paper? Because I would like that a lot.
Just write your name on it.
No?
It could be. It could
Right.
be, but it'll be fancy toilet paper because it'll be from a U.S. Women's National Team game. So, it's cool.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As you know, guys, if there's anything you want to say to us as you have some questions, we usually get back to them. Use the hashtag WoSoTalk or just add us on Twitter or Tumblr or that other thing that some people use with the face in the book, the Facebook. Good enough. And there goes Courtney. What's up, Courtney?
Hey.
Her first airtime. Let's just jump right into the review, and then we'll talk a little bit of U.S. Women's National. Well, we'll do a sensational 6. Three of us, so we're going to be picking a lot of players today, and then we'll do our NWSL preview and then U.S. Women's National Team preview. So preview. Let's start. We're going to start with a team that I guess Jen holds dear to her heart, and they were screwed over, in my opinion. The Washington Spirit versus the Western New York Flash. Jen, we're going to let you kick this off. How angry are you right now?
I wouldn't say angry as much as I would say disappointed because we should have had that game. Like, we scored in, the 16th minute?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the 90th minute, we lost it, and we should have had that game.
And Jonesy played the best damn game of her life.
Yeah, there's that. Thanks for that, Jonesy. But, I mean, it was a sloppy goal, unfortunately. So it kind of, it is what it is.
And the Spirit needed that for playoffs, losing to Boston and then tying that game. Like, we can't be giving up those easy games, those easy points.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was rough. We held well in the first half. We held well most of the second half, but toward the end, I'm going to say maybe 75 or so onward, we started getting really sloppy. Western New York started taking more chances, putting more pressure on us, and in the end we just cracked. And it's unfortunate. Like I said, I think it was a sloppy goal, but it was kind of coming at that point because we just couldn't hold it together.
And as Carson mentioned, the officiating of that game was
that
highly questionable.
That ref had some issues. So
highly questionable.
There's that.
Fair enough. Karen, what were your thoughts on how the Western New York Flash played? Because to me, as they were saying earlier in the game, it seemed like they weren't playing that good, to be honest.
No, they weren't. I think they let Washington have a lot of chances. And unfortunately for Spirit and their fans, they didn't put them in. There were a lot of chances that they were right in front of the goal, and the ball just somehow hit the wrong side of their foot, and it just went way out, and I was just ah. So that sucked because they're my number 2 team, so I like to see them do well. But that Nairn shot, the one that went off the crossbar, that was the highlight of the game for me, because that would have been sick. But
yep.
Unfortunately, that crossbar screwed her over. And, like Jen said, Western New York, I think they started seeing the Spirit players kind of like, I guess, take their foot off the pedal.
Yep.
But then they started going in for it, and then they got that goal at the end, and that was just such a bummer. I thought that Spirit was going to get it back because they had 9 minutes of stoppage time, but they didn't.
Yep.
Again, they had all of these chances that they didn't put into the back of the net, so that was a bummer. But yeah, I think it could have gone either way, and that is like disappointing because I definitely thought that Spirit was going to take that game. So
They outplayed them for sure.
yeah.
That's what I was feeling like the whole time when I was watching the game, that the Spirit had outplayed them. I felt like the Flash, because they're always been just, I guess, slipping and falling and losing these games. They're getting battered in the second half. I was like, oh, even if the Spirit don't really do much in the first half, even though it was pretty dominant how they were playing, I was like, they'll catch them in the second half and probably score a couple of goals on them. The Flash just hung around long enough where they got that scrappy little smash and grab goal. I was almost mad about it, and I'm not even a Spirit fan. And then I was like, now they're just going to feel so good, even though they stole points. It felt like a loss. It was like, you know how with draws, there's always one team that feels like it kind of won in a draw, and one team kind of lost in a draw. The Spirit felt like they lost in that draw completely, and then the Flash felt like they got a win out of that draw. And I feel like like the whole game, the Spirit were being the bosses. Really, they were pushing them around. It seemed like anytime there was contact, where two players were going for 50-50, the Spirit were coming out with it most of the time. Heyman was trying to do everything as usual for the Flash, and there was just it was just like at one point there was a rash of corners for the Flash, and I don't know what happened. And then Chantel Jones just played out of her mind. She looked like she was the greatest keeper in the world for one night. And then yeah, didn't she? And then they came out of it, and it was just like it was so unexpected. And then I think Naren had a great goal line save, where she saved one that was going in.
Yes.
So that's so she also.
Ashton gave her a big hug on that one.
Did she? See, yeah, and that was a major one right there. Because if the Flash would have got that goal and then that scrappy smash and grab goal, I would have probably been even more angry. I don't know why I was so angry about how they scored that goal. Maybe because I just thought the Spirit needed it that game. They needed the points for the playoffs more, and the Flash were they were just hanging around long enough, and then they got what they needed.
Yeah, it was a really lame goal, and a lame goal, unfortunately, is still a goal. So.
Yep. That's the truth. Yeah. That is the truth. It felt like a FIFA
Ashlyn
game.
Harris was not happy. Ashlyn Harris yelled when I was like right by the goal line, and I jumped about 6 feet in the air.
So I guess props to the Flash for sort of staying in and not putting their hands down, and Spirit just turning around next week. You got a big game tomorrow, which is going to be very important.
Yeah.
Moving forward, we're going to talk about a game in which I didn't see much of because my stream was messing up. Mm-hmm. FC Kansas City versus the team Portland Thorns. I thought this was going to be a great game, but how can I say it was a great game if I didn't see much of it? So, Karen, we're going to start with you first, and you're going to tell us what you saw before you gave up on the stream.
Yeah, it was super, 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 like, scrappy. The game in general, but also the stream. It's crazy that Portland is that team that's losing to Kansas City 3-0 because they have so much talent on their squad. I don't know what's going on with them. I thought that Kansas City, by halftime it was still 0-0. So I don't know if it was that Vlatko Andonovski gave a really awesome halftime speech or that Paul Riley gave a really god-awful halftime speech. I don't know what happened, but in that second half, it was all bad for Portland. Nobody was connecting. I thought Kansas City wasn't all that dazzling. It's just that Portland was just like, they backed off, like, big time. I saw Tobin with the ball, like, 1,000 times, and nobody was making runs for her. Nobody was coming in. She was just standing there trying to hold the ball, like, where is everybody? And it happened, like, 15 different times. And I don't know what's going on with that team, but it's not good.
Would you say it felt like they parked the bus before they should have even parked the bus? Or?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's about them parking the bus, or they just were not in the game. I don't know. Nobody looked like they were having fun on either team, I thought, until Kansas City started scoring, and then they looked like they were having fun. But Portland was just all bad. I don't know what was going on.
Well, we'll talk to someone that loves Portland a little bit. Jennifer, what were your thoughts on how Portland played?
I have a love-hate relationship with them right now, okay? No, they did look really scrappy, and I've been saying for weeks that like their chemistry is just so off, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's because like the World Cup players were gone for so long and then suddenly got thrown back into the mix, and they do have quite a number of World Cup players, so I think maybe that threw it off. I don't, I'm gonna go with the latter on your assumption, Karen, and say that Paul Riley had a god awful halftime speech, because Paul Riley is not the best motivational speaker. But yeah, they looked horrible, and Kansas City's, going for playoff contention. Portland can't afford to continue to do that either, and Kansas City knows that they have a shot at this. They're going to take advantage of teams that allow them those kind of gaps.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. Kansas City just totally took advantage of the fact that Portland wasn't making any runs. They really didn't have any strong chances. So, that one for me was definitely a Kansas City win from the bits that I could see, even with the crappy stream.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it was a fair result there.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, against Kansas City is that they have so many people running for it all the time. A-Rod's always running. Tim Reck's always running, full of energy. When Hagen's out there, she'll go make runs. If you're going to be a team that's really going to sit back and not do anything, when they get the ball, they're going to take off. It's like a track meet. So
Yeah.
the fact that Portland played so just stagnant and just was waiting, looking, no one running, they were just all FC Kansas City's going to do is when they get the ball, they're gone. And if you're going to drop off your energy, they're going to keep up their energy levels because a lot of their players just keep running, and then they're going to keep scoring goals because every time they run, they just need one pass. I look at their team every time. I say they can make that one pass, they can get through, and they can score a ton of goals on people. And they've been doing that lately because they've done it. I think the game before they dropped, was it 4-0? They beat was it the Flash? They beat the Bricks off of, and then they went 3-0 and started to beat the Bricks off of. I think it was 3-0. Was it? I think. Did Portland even score? I can't remember. They didn't look like they deserved it. They did score. And beat the Bricks off of Portland. They're going to keep beating the Bricks off of these teams if they're going to let them keep running at them, and you're going to come out second it. So we'll see what happens. But they're a fun team to watch to me, FC Kansas City. And they're doing this without Holiday, so it's really exciting to watch them. Let's see. Now our next game was the Seattle Reign versus the Houston Dash.
Woo!
All right, Karen. I guess that means you want to go first. Talk about Seattle.
That was a legitimately fun game to watch. I enjoyed myself, and I mean, I always enjoy myself watching Seattle. I mostly enjoy myself. They've had a couple off games where I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Like when they lost to Washington Spirit. That was a bad day, and yet also a good day and a bad day. But anyways, Rachel Corsi was the best part of Reign, I thought, the other night. Just her attacking power on top of being just kind of thrust into the defense a couple weeks ago. She has been like one of the solid players on the team. I love that we have 2 Scots now. Extra exciting. And that connection between, let's see, who was it? It was Stephanie Cox and Corsi has been ridiculous. Cox's her corner kicks and her long balls have been on point, and she's definitely one of like the underrated people on the team right now, I think, because she's had so many ridiculously awesome assists. And as far as Dash goes, I think they really dropped the ball in the game. They had a lot of pretty good chances. Actually, no, they didn't. They had like maybe a couple pretty good chances, and they just didn't score. So they lost basically, and that's how it goes. Just saying, nothing against them. We had a lot of really good chances that we didn't put away. It's just that we had more chances. We have a lot of technical players who are good at that. So, yeah, it was a really fun game, though. I thought both teams were pretty fun to watch. It was awesome to see Carly Lloyd kind of get shut down by our defense. That was cool. Not that I dislike Carly Lloyd because she's a badass and awesome, but it was cool to see that from my team.
Also, Dash fans, if you want to send any angry tweets, you see her Twitter name at the bottom. Moving forward, Giancarlo, What are your thoughts on how Houston Dash played? This is a major slip up for them. They're right at the I guess the glass ceiling, and they just can't break through it. It seems like.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I have to congratulate you, Karen, and Jackie and Neil for being the first team to clinch a playoff spot. So
Thanks.
good on
I
Seattle.
had a lot to do with it, so.
Yes, you do.
I know, Karen, whispering things in Harvey's ear. I know how this works. But yeah, the Dash. I mean, they fell apart when they needed a win. And their fall apart wasn't as bad as the Spirits fall apart, thankfully. I hope no team ever falls apart like that. But they kind of had the same problem we did, where they created a lot of chances, maybe more so in the midfield, and just couldn't push it forward. Just couldn't finish on things. And then, Ella Masser getting suspended now for accumulation of yellow cards. That's going to hurt Houston, because she's been huge on their D-line. So that's definitely going to hurt them moving forward. It's a tough call at this point, because the race is so close for those 4 playoff spots. Houston may have just shot themselves in the foot on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Courtney Buchanan, do you think that the Houston Dash are going to make it into the playoffs?
With the way that they're currently playing, no. I mean, they're not scoring, they're not finishing chances. Teams are finding a way to beat them and break them apart, and so the current way that they're playing, no. But also the Spirit are not playing their absolute best in the last couple of games, and the Spirit have a history of not playing well on the road. The Spirit have only won 1 road game this year, and that was New Jersey. And we still have Portland left and Chicago on the road, so those are going to be 2 tough games. So at this point, it's really difficult to say who's even going to get those last 2 spots, because none of the teams are really playing at their peak at this point.
Yep, that is right.
She just had to throw in there that we won in New Jersey. Sorry, DJ.
It's fine. I'm used to losing at life. Moving
because
forward.
The Spirit Squadron was there, so it was basically a home game for the Spirit.
Oh, wow. We got to make sure that doesn't happen again in Cloud9.
I think a big thing, too, that Karen had mentioned was that, teams have figured out how to shut down Carly Lloyd. And, now it can't just be, okay, get the ball to Carly. It used to be, okay, get the ball to Carly, and then she'll do what she needs to do to get it into the back of the net, and they can't do that now. So I think that was a huge piece that Houston had that they don't anymore, because other teams have figured out how to shut her down. So, Houston's going to have a tough road ahead of them to try to get that last playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing is, Houston is so Carly dependent, it seems like, and the fact that she's never been a passer, and this isn't a knock on her game, it's just how she is. Really closing her down so she's not getting off her shot, then what else is she going to really do? So the other teams are starting to play her a certain way where if you stop her, then the rest of the supply lines aren't getting it. The ball isn't getting anywhere else, so the team just falls apart really if she can't save them.
Yep.
It was great, though. I had a good goal. I felt like she should have been more aggressive. I was saying that last week. Let her attack more, because she has the moves to get herself, her shot off. She just needs to take it. So that was good to actually see her get a shot. But
that was an epic shot, too. She put it in the one spot that Hope Solo wouldn't have been able to get. That's skill.
Yeah, she has the skill. That's why I wish she would. But the thing is, how they play, it's like cross it into your big target forward, McDonald, and let her get her head on it. But it's like, just take some people on and move into the box and take your shot sometimes. She's a really talented player. I wish she would just do that a lot more. But as for Houston, I feel like they're right where they need to be. They don't look as good as those top 4 teams, even though some of those teams in that top 4 aren't really playing their best. But if you just look at how they aren't. They're a little bit better than some of the teams below them, even though Sky Blue was able to catch them one of these a couple of week back or so. So they're just a little bit better, or not really as good as those. So they're just right in the middle. And maybe once they get a little bit more, maybe a new way of, I just feel like maybe a little bit more possession, because they're always just trying to go, and look to probably break down teams differently. And then maybe they might be a little bit different, or maybe a change in formation or something. Because as of right now, how they play or just the talent they have, it just isn't good enough to really break through. as for Seattle, what can you say? You knew Seattle at home is always a tough team. It's just, to me, it's getting that feel of it. One of those teams that's going to be considered like one of the prestigious teams in the NWSL, because you always know a tough game in Seattle is always going to be one where it's going to get any. If you get 1 point out of it, you should be happy. But usually teams don't even get that out of it. So congrats to Seattle. They keep pushing forward. They're on a roll now, and this is going to be a scary team for anyone to face. They might do better off not even being at the top of the league, Seattle, if they don't win the league. Maybe go in at second or third this year, and I bet you it'll be a team to actually win it all, because you don't have to win the, I guess, regular season as they do it in America to actually be the team to be a threat in the playoffs. So props for them. Now let's talk about a team that I care most about, Sky Blue, after everyone was trolling me for a second there. And we're going to talk about how they played against the Chicago Red Stars. I called this game, even though Graham is hating the draws. I knew it was going to be a draw, just because of how Sky Blue's been playing lately, and how Chicago Red Stars actually, how they've been playing lately a lot too. We will go with you first, Jen Carl. Brag about Sky Blue for the next 5 to 10 minutes.
I can brag about Sky Blue, but I'm mostly going to brag about Sam Kerr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Sam Kerr has been huge for Sky Blue lately. She's just been phenomenal, which is really nice to see. The back line for Sky Blue is fantastic. All the way from Rampone, obviously, and then through goalkeeping. I mean, it's just they really shaped up toward this back half of the season, which. Good job, DJ. Good call on that one.
Karen,
but yeah, I mean.
Oh well, Jen, my mistake. Yep.
It's all good. Karen can go ahead. That's pretty much what I have to say. Good on Sky Blue. They created a lot of chances. Sam Kerr played really, really well the entire match. She created most of the chances, I think, for Sky Blue, her and KO. So. Yeah, it was a good match to watch, in my opinion. Both teams were creating chances. It really came down to the defense and that back line. So good job, Sky Blue, for holding Chicago. We appreciate that in Washington.
Oh, no problem. We got your back, Spirit. Karen, your thoughts on the Chicago Red Stars? Another draw. Was it a game that they needed to win for sure, or will it be fine?
Well, I think they'll be fine. They have quite a bit of points. They're only a couple behind Seattle. I think they're fine. Unless they tank the next couple of games, I think they're okay. But I just think that this last half of their season, well, not the last half, maybe the last couple of weeks, they've just been not playing full throttle like I'm used to them seeing. When during the World Cup, they were on fire. They didn't have JJ, they didn't have Press, they didn't have Kolupny or Boxy or anybody like that, but they were on fire. They were like rolling through teams like they were nothing. And I think, honestly, a lot of that was Sofia Huerta. And unfortunately for Chicago, they didn't sub her in until the very end of the match, and I didn't understand that. And I'm not just saying that as like a Santa Clara person. Like, she was legitimately the attacking force for the Chicago Red Stars the entire time that Kristen Press was gone, and then all of a sudden Kristen Press comes back, and they didn't find a way to get Sofia Huerta back onto the pitch, and they should have, I think, because I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons that they haven't been scoring as many goals, is that they don't have Huerta, because she's a playmaker and she's a goal scorer. So I don't know what they're doing with that. I really think that Sky Blue is also made a turnaround, but like in a good way. And again, I said it before, but Sam Kerr and Kelly O'Hara, I knew that they were gonna just come together and be this like dynamic duo that was gonna be like a fire starter for their team. And so far, they've been doing a really awesome job. They didn't win the game, but I thought that Sky Blue definitely could have won. They could have gotten the 3 points. They had a lot of chances. They implemented their own game plan onto Chicago Red Stars, and Chicago just didn't have what it took to overcome that. I thought that they controlled much of the second half, too. So, good on Sky Blue, and better luck next time, I guess, Chicago. They better not tank the next few games, or they are not going to be in the playoffs, which is crazy because they've been at the top of the table more than any other team. So
Yeah,
They can
just
screw up tomorrow.
tomorrow. Will be
It's fine if they screw up tomorrow.
yeah, that's okay. They can screw up tomorrow, but then after that, they better shape up. I actually don't care if they do or not. Sorry, Graham.
Dang. Well, see, people fire shots at you,
fired.
Graham, when you're not here. See, that's how we get you, Graham. For me, it was so scary this game watching it because early on, Chicago looked so dominant, and it was
Yeah.
just so many handful of chances. The long balls to press, Gilliland and I forgot who was on the other side, just crossing balls in. I was like, oh, we're gonna lose this game. I said, this is we got to survive this onslaught for the next 20 minutes. Then Leon scores a goal. She pops up in the right place from a beautiful ball by Gilliland. And I was just like, please survive until the second half. If we can survive until the second half, we'll probably turn it on. But before that even happened, Sam Kerr just bosses up and gets us a goal, which was, it was so great.
She split like 4 people or something like that, too.
Oh, it was unreal. It was unreal. And it was a beautiful goal, nicely done. We needed it. Everyone would probably say, oh, it was a little scrap and it didn't come from anything, but we had to take it. But then in the second half, we really showed our what we were about. And the weird part was some of the substitutions Chicago did. I didn't understand it. I think Areta was actually hurt a bit, I think they said in the game. Like, that's why she wasn't playing. I think that was the reason why she didn't start. But the fact is, even when she was healthy, she wasn't playing. She's got pushed out of the team, and she's been so valuable to them. There has to be a way to get your best players on the field, even if you can figure out something. Your formation doesn't have to be so set in stone that you don't want to tinker it to get your best playmakers on the field. So with that's why they've looked a little bit weird too, even though press has still been magic. But the fact, I think Jin Hoy was out there, and maybe you want to swap Horetta with Hoy. Some people might want to do that. It depends on how you feel about Hoy. But her pace, they like that, but Horetta has pace too. So, I don't know. Find a way to do it. But it was just great how we played in that second half, really. And then Killian really helped us a lot in the midfield. When she came on, she gave us someone that was passing and helping possession a lot in that midfield. She's been a good rookie. She started off rough because, like I said, she's a slim rookie. So in that midfield holding position, she probably gets bullied around more than she probably will later on in her career when she gets probably a bit, not bigger, I guess a little bit stronger as a player. But now she seems like she's more comfortable in the game, slowing down, so it's easier for her, that midfield. But I don't understand why Chicago subbed out Gilliland, because she was having a great first half, actually, to me. She was tearing us up down that flank, and then they subbed her out, and because she was playing in the midfield, I believe, Gilliland. And after that, they subbed her out, and the game totally changed with some of those substitutions Chicago did. So I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm not mad. We got some points out of the game. But I guess no one's really mad, Graham. We're so sorry.
Sorry, Graham.
No, we're not.
I'm not sorry.
See? No one's sorry for you, Graham. So let's go to our sensational 6. Since there's 3 of us, I guess we'll get to choose 2 players apiece. This week, hopefully no one will choose a Sky Blue player, but I know Karen will. So Karen, Sam Kerr, right?
Yeah, Sam Kerr. And I'll add another one in there because I said I would, Kim Little.
Well done. Actually, I need to write. Well, I will write these down afterwards since I don't have my pen. Actually, I'll find my pen in a second. Jen, tell us who you're picking right now.
I'm going to go with Chantel Jones. And you guys have one you want to throw in? Or do you want me to pick a second? Or what? Sensational 6. Top player of the week. I'm phoning a friend. Hang on.
All right, that's fine. I had to get an ink pen.
Jonesy? Okay, everybody's picking Jonesy. So for my second player, I'm going to go with. I'm actually, I think, going to go with Gilliland with that fantastic serve to Sam Kerr, and she just had a great game. So.
All right, so Gilliland, and everyone's going with Jones. So once again, all the girls in that room, tell them I dislike them for stealing my player of the week. All right.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right. Tell them I'm used to all the people stealing my players. And let's go. Let's see. So who can I choose from? Since Kerr, another Sky Blue player, was taken again. Little. You can always go with Little. Actually, I have a few players I could choose from. I will go with, to be mean, no, to be nice, I'm going with Corsi, because it seems like I always have to choose a Seattle player since Seattle fans are always choosing Sky Blue players. And just for the heck of it, I will go with, for the Spirit, since we have a Spirit fan, let's go with Naren for the goal line save that probably changed that whole game.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, everyone's happy. All right, thanks a lot, guys. You know, could have gave me. No,
you
no
know I
problem.
never pick a Spirit player.
I know.
I never pick a Spirit player. So.
And I'm always choosing Seattle players. So we got Little Kerr, Gilliland Jones, Nair, and Corsi. Sounds good, guys. Thank you to all the girls in the room, and thank you for choosing Kim Little once again, Karen.
You're welcome.
No problem. Now let's get to our NWSL preview. You know, we just tell a little bit here or there, but we mainly just tell you a score of who we think are going to win the game. Maybe why not. So this is where you put your bets in. We're going to run a betting service. No, I'm joking. Okay. Let's start with CRS versus Washington, as this is the only game we have to bet. I mean, not bet. You choose a score for it. So let's go with Karen first.
We don't bet here. It's gonna be really hard. Because you're gonna have Crystal Dunn against like Julie Johnston. You're gonna have Krieger against Press. And
No, because they're the national team.
oh wait, no,
national team duty.
They'll be here with us tomorrow. So
well, then, crap, it's gonna be like a toss-up. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Washington. I'm gonna say it's gonna be something like 2-1.
Well, you are forever Jen Carl's friend now. Good job.
We were already forever.
thanks, Karen.
And the rest of the room.
We were already friends.
We are already friends, but that's just like put you on another level. So thanks for that. Now I'm gonna bake you cookies or something. So there's that.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, Jen Carl. So how much are the Spirit going to win by tomorrow?
Yeah, this is a tough one actually because like we do struggle on the road, but at the same point, like for some reason when we're away in Chicago, we play well. I don't know what it is about Chicago, but we play well there. So I'll take it as long as it doesn't get rained out with 6 minutes left again. Yeah. So I'm gonna go for the Crystal Dunn show on this one, and I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna say it's gonna be a smaller scoreline. I think it's gonna be 1-0 Spirit.
Good enough. Good enough. Well, my opinion on this game is pretty simple. The Spirit have a bad taste in their mouth after losing that game to the Flash, or maybe I'm just still angry about that game.
We did not lose in Boston.
Okay,
we did
draw.
Not lose that
draw.
Game.
It's a draw. It's a draw. It felt like a loss.
No, we lost it.
We did
It was a way. Like I said,
that was rough.
it was just, well, you got to 1 point. Draw's not a loss. Okay, people, you got 1 point. All right, Spirit fans are attacking me right now.
You're in a room with a bunch of Spirit fans. Sorry, DJ.
It's all right. I'm used to it. But the thing is, it's like this. I think the Spirit are going to come back and win this game for sure. They don't want any, no rainouts. Nothing's going to save Chicago. I'm sorry, Graham, but I just don't see Chicago win this game. Chicago hasn't looked good to me for a little while now. So I think it's going to be 2-1 Spirit.
Ooh-ah.
Ooh-ah.
I mean, you have to figure Chicago's going to be missing Johnson and Press.
Yeah.
We still have Dunn. We still have Ortega. We have Nairn. We have Matheson.
Yeah, D-Man.
Kelsey Weiss has been playing phenomenal when she's been called up. Our back four have been just flat out amazing. So I honestly feel like the Spirit just really have the big shot here.
And unless Chicago is watching this right now, they're probably not going to put Huerta in. So,
yeah. For the record, I do like having backup on my Spirit train here. I never have backup on the Spirit train. I have backup today. It's great. It's great. We need to keep you guys.
You have a Spirit.
Well, we'll make sure the Spirit fans are never on again. But nonetheless, I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. I'm going down there, so I can't say stuff like this. They're going to eat me alive when I get down there.
Yeah, you better watch it.
DJ, you're uninvited.
I got to check my...
They're going to be watching for that red cap, sir.
Oh, that red cap. I'm going to wear a black one. They're like, I can't tell who he is now. All right, but yeah, no, thank you, girls, and thank you, Karen, for that. So let's talk a little bit of U.S. Women's National Team. This should be fun. It's a victory tour, so everything about this is all gravy and nice and happy, but let's talk a little bit of the serious stuff. We'll talk a little Jill Ellis and then a little bit just about rosters and random stuff like that, because I've heard this stuff on some other shows talking about what the U.S. Women's National Team should be doing right now or what they're probably going to do with these victory tour games. But we'll start on Are lovely Jill Ellis getting that contract extension? This is a simple one for all you panelists. Agree or disagree, Karen, that she deserved the extension?
Agree, for sure.
And you can go on and say why.
Oh, okay. I really, I was one of the people that was doubtful a little bit as the World Cup started, but you know what? They are 13-1-3 for the year with her as the coach. Maybe she doesn't do things the way that we all want her to do things, but you know what? They're winning. So that's how it is, and they won the World Cup for the first time since 1999. Let the woman be the coach, extend her contract. It's fine.
Jean Carl and the Spirit Gang, what do you guys think on Jill Ellis?
What do you guys think? Agree or disagree with Ellis?
I mean, we won the World Cup. I know there was a lot of doubt there, but ultimately we won the World Cup, and we didn't just win it, we won it convincingly. From what I hear, there's been a lot of outside input encouraging Jill Ellis's decisions, but whatever system that they found for the World Cup, particularly the final, they peaked during the China match, and then they held it down from there, so I have to agree.
I'm going to agree with it too, and I'm going to throw something else in here. Not only did we win the World Cup this year, we also won the Algarve Cup this year. So we're showing up where we need to show up, and that's huge. We might not win every friendly. We've had a couple of draws. We've had a couple of scoreless friendlies even, but I think those friendlies are being used as experimental games in a way for Jill Ellis to find what works for what players, and we're showing up where it counts. So the experiments are working. So I definitely agree with Ellis's extension.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it simple with this. You win a World Cup even if you fall into a World Cup, as I jokingly said about how she fell into her roster selections or lineups. You won it, so, I mean, you deserve the money. Pay her, or pay me, but pay her, too, because she won the World Cup, so it's that simple, really. Let's see what happens, what she actually does. Next couple, some veterans start to leave, and her voice can become louder in the room, and more people will listen to her because they'll come in and know anything but her voice, or a little bit of what was the old guy's name with the white hair, the old lovely old man that they kicked out real quick.
Tom Sermani?
I forgot. Yeah, Tom Sermani, the lovely old man.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, this next question actually was something I heard on other podcasts. There was a lot of arguments about this. They were saying, what should she do with Ellis be doing with the roster at this moment? And they were saying, should she be calling up youth, or should she just make a real veteran victory tour where you bring back all the World Cup champions, tinker with stuff? And I didn't know it was going to be that big of a thing, but people were going at it for a while on some podcasts and other things. So we'll start with you first, Jim. What do you want, or what would you have wanted Jill Ellis to do with the roster at this point in time during the victory tour?
Well, I mean, the victory tour is exactly that. It's a victory tour. I think the World Cup players are getting their due. They're getting to go around and showcase to different cities and to fans of the game, what they've been up to, how they've been playing, what they've been doing, and that's exactly what it is to me. It is a victory tour. So I don't think the roster for that should change from the roster for the World Cup. Now, with Olympic qualifying coming up, then we're looking at a different situation. Then I think we're looking at hopefully pulling some new faces in, pulling some youth in, seeing what changes we can make. We go down to an 18-player roster at that point, and we need to start thinking ahead for the World Cup coming in 4 years when we take on the rest of the world in France. But it's a victory tour. It doesn't make sense to bring in new faces that haven't gotten the victory. So that's my thought on it.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, your thoughts on, or are you actually, Karen, I'll ask you, are you even shocked that a lot of people have been arguing about this, saying what should be done with the roster at this point in time during a victory tour?
I'm not shocked about any arguments anymore. People are going to argue about anything and everything, even things that haven't actually happened yet. So
unknowns.
I don't even care if people are arguing or not. My opinion is the same as Jen. These are the women who won the World Cup. These are the women who deserve to go on the victory tour, and that's who fans want to see. Fans want Abby Wambach's signature. They want Alex Morgan. They want Carly Lloyd. They want Julie Johnston. They want Hope Solo. They want the women that they saw playing the games to do the victory tour so that they can get their signings, so that they can get their jerseys, they can see them live in person. That's what people want to see. So that's who you should send on the victory tour. And also, like Jen said, I think for Olympics it's going to be very different. I think that we should see youth being called up. Again, I'm going to say Sofia Huerta. I think our forwards are going to need a little bit more depth. We still have A-Rod, we have Press. But honestly, our forwards weren't the most impressive lineup during the World Cup.
Crystal Dunn.
Exactly.
Crystal Dunn.
So we're going to need to get people like Crystal Dunn, Huerta, and honestly, like, as much as I love Abby and as much as I like to support her when other people are raining on her parade, she's probably not going to make the Olympic. She's probably not going to make it. And so you're going to need more depth. And Alex Morgan and Sydney Leroux are injured and stuff. I don't know what's going on with them. So you just, and I think especially in the midfield with Holiday leaving, Boxy is going to be leaving. So that's 2 open spots. You can start slotting people in, like Timrak maybe, and whoever they're talking about right now, probably them too. So.
We're mentioning Nairn over here.
Oh my God, yeah.
She needs to go. Yeah.
He's in my notes, Nairn for sure. So yeah, Nairn, Dunn, Timrak, Sofia Huerta, probably a bajillion other players that should get called up. So yeah, that's what we should do. That was a long answer. There you go.
That's fine. It happens at times. Yeah, I agree. It's a victory tour, so I want to see who actually won, and let's celebrate their victory. It would be nice. I mean, being one of us, we're intense fans more so than just the average fan, so we wouldn't mind if some random shade groom popped up. Or, well, sorry, Spirit fans, but you know, some of us wouldn't be like, oh, sure, a young player is going to get called up, but it's a victory tour, so let's keep it basic. Let's keep it simple. Let's not argue and think that this should be time to start building for its own Olympics. You're going to have time. You're going to have to see who Jill Ellis will call up, and then we can judge each of her decisions. So I think it's fine. I was going to go on about players and stuff. You guys kind of named a lot of players. Like, I'm a big Nairn fan, so I can't wait to see her. I think it probably named her as one of my favorite players to watch. So there you go, Spirit fans. You got to like me for something. And then Dunn, I feel like she should be an automatic call-up when he does get around to that time, because look at our forwards to begin with. We have LaRue, who's, I guess, been constantly hurt out of form. We have Morgan, who's been hurt constantly and kind of out of form. And then we have Abby Wambach, whose parade is being rained on. So maybe she'll just go hide under a tree and try to dodge some of this rain. So the forward position to me is wide open right now. And I feel like players like Dunn, maybe other young forwards like Huerta and whoever else they want to call up, this is the best opportunity for them right now. And it's going to be great for me because I can't wait to see a lot of young, fresh blood, because as much as I've loved this, I guess the 011s, I'll call them, because they were around for that, and the 15ers, I'm about ready to see some new faces. I always love it when you get young, fresh places in teams. It just feels like it's I don't know, a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, look what happened with Julie Johnston, man. Like.
Yep. Exactly. And she's going to be in the team for how many every years now? She's going to be in there for the next 10 to 12 years.
Right.
So that's why it's good to see that. All right, guys, I guess we're going to talk about our expectations going into this game. We'll start with you, Jen, and the Spirit Gallery. What are you guys looking forward to going into this game? And what players do you want to meet? Because I know you're going and meeting some players or something, or I hope that you get a signature. Yes.
Oh, we did.
We got a couple today. We were actually at open training. I unfortunately did not get to meet Tobin today. So hopefully I'll have another shot tomorrow. I know. Boo.
I had Abby's signature on her jersey. I was probably the last person that she would have signed for, but they were actually getting kicked off the field, so that's unfortunate. But I did get Press and Brune and Boxy and JJ and Morgan Bryan. So we got, and we were right behind the goalkeepers, so we got some really good shots. we told Ashlyn ahead of time that there was going to be a pretty large Spirit contingent here to cheer her on, so she did acknowledge us. It was a really cool experience. Tomorrow we'll be sitting behind the goal again, so
They will.
hopefully
I won't. I don't know where I am.
So yeah, so far it's been a blast.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hold out for seeing Tobin tomorrow, but otherwise, I think we're both kind of expecting a win for tomorrow. We're playing Costa Rica, so they show up on occasion, but and a couple of our players are injured. Tobin's still kind of nursing her right ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
There was definitely some icing going on after training
today. A lot
today.
of players with some wrapped up legs and ankles and things. Sid did not practice as expected, but Morgan actually did suit up. Alex actually was in there taking some really good shots. She was wearing a penny that looked like it was protecting her so that she wouldn't go into any challenges or anything. But I don't anticipate her getting a whole lot of time, given that she just had that surgery. So
yeah, even Hope still had her leg in a compression sleeve. So we are nursing some injuries, but I still think we're going to come away with the win tomorrow.
Scoreboard.
Maybe not by what?
Give me a score.
Okay. Let's go 3-1. What are you thinking? I'm thinking 3-1.
I was thinking higher just because the team is on a high. Now they're just having fun. There's no pressure. I was thinking more like 6-0.
Oh my god.
I think they're gonna make it rain. I think they're gonna go in there. They're having fun. I think they're just gonna let loose and enjoy the victory tour.
Can you say that again for me? Jeez.
I think it's gonna be a pretty high scoring game. I'm going for 6-0.
Jeez. Someone's very optimistic.
Hey, those used to be fun games sometimes back in the day. As much as we used to get sick of them, they were pretty fun to watch now, considering we were getting like 1-0 games. So I missed those type of games. So that would be nice. A 6-0.
Yeah.
Karen?
Well, I put down 5-0, so I wasn't too far behind.
Oh my god.
I'm looking forward to a bunch of goals. I want all the goals. I want all sorts of types of goals. I want run-up goals. I want set play goals. I want everything. I want
defense, offense.
Tobin Heath goal.
I want and I want Julie Johnston flying header goal. I want to see her ponytail going everywhere. I want to see everything.
Kelly doing a backflip goal.
Yes.
A bicycle kick in there somewhere.
I want to see. Can I get on the field and score a goal? Just everything happening. That's what you want to hear. Well, I guess I better actually up my score then. People are picking just a beat down. What do we call it? Beat the bricks off for Costa Rica. Well, I guess I would change my little 2-0 score line. Let's go with 6-0 or something. I guess we're all just feeling like this is just going to be a game where Costa Rica is not having fun. It's a Harlem Globetrotters type of game where they bring in the little, Washington Generals and just embarrass them all over the field. Nutmegs, crosses from 40, 50 yards out. We're going to see Carly Lloyd score one from 90 yards or something. This is about to be a bad game, how everyone's talking, and I'm feeling it now. I'm really into this game. So, yeah, I'm going to
score from a free kick.
What's that now? Who's going to score from free kick, you're saying?
Hope Solo. She's going to.
I was just going to say, can we get a Michelle Betos goal in there?
Yeah.
Michelle Betos style goal.
I'm guaranteeing Ashton Harris is going to have a hat trick. Yeah, I'm really trying to get on their good side. You see me buttering those Spirit fans up now. She's going to score a hat trick. Allie Krieger's going to score about 5 for no reason and just leave off the field and drop the mic. It's going to be intense. So I'm predicting about 6-0.
Do you want cookies too, DJ?
Yeah. Can you give me some peanut butter ones?
Is that what this is about? You want
DJ's
cookies
trying
too?
to earn back his invite.
It's like I see the chart. It's like 90% love from Spirit fans now. I'm already getting back there. All right, guys, but
threshold.
So, wait a minute. I guess now we can talk about rants, and then I can talk about the Chicago tickets. I think Karen said she had a rant. I saw it on Facebook, or her talking about that. Karen, what do you want to rant about?
Oh, wait, okay. I didn't, but now that you said that, I think
I thought you did. My mistake. Yeah.
I do. You were right. I'm a little bit, curious and intrigued and a little upset about the whole National Women's Soccer League final situation with where the final game is going to be played. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know if it's going to be for sure at Providence Park or if they're trying to decide between that and BBVA or what. I don't know what's going on anymore. So it's less of a rant and more that I'm just confused and hopeful that wherever the final is, a lot of people go and it's a good game because I'm worried that I don't know. I just feel like the league should be playing to cities that are maybe on the cusp of getting their own team and trying to pull more fans into watching the game and less. I think it should be less about putting it someplace that obviously doesn't really need help promoting the women's game. Portland has it down. Like, they know what's up. They get 13, 14,000 people at their games all the time. So I get that they need to do that for money. You're going to get people in Portland who are going to go to that game, so you're going to make money. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm maybe a little bit idealistic in that I would like to see other towns and other cities in the country getting to see the final and getting pulled into the league and women's soccer. So like I said, I know I'm idealistic, but that's what I would like to see.
Yep. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
Jen, any rants?
Life is pretty good. I'm hanging out in Pittsburgh. We're going to see the women's national team. Life's pretty great. The only thing I'm going to kind of stick in everybody's ear here is unnecessary drama in the game really sucks. And
Yes.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
She just left that on the table for you. Come check it out a little bit. You know what she's talking about. You know what she's talking about. Okay.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
What I'm going to say, just to echo that, is people. It's always funny with me. Let's have a moment, fans. It's always funny how I'll just sit back sometimes, and I'll be going about work, and then I'll get a text message or something from Twitter saying, "Did you read about this? Are you going to talk about it on the show?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. It's not really important to the game, so I won't." "Did you read about that? What are your feelings on that?" "Oh, I really don't care because to me it's unnecessary and just a bunch of bull." So that are my feelings on that. I won't rant on it. What I want to complain about a little bit, I guess, is streams. Oh, they're killing me sometimes. Just absolutely killing me. I get on my bed and I get my popcorn already. I shut off the phone and don't get any text messages. Make sure I'm sorry, guys, I ignore you sometimes. And then I'm like, oh, I'm about to watch this game, break it down. And then the stream starts chopping. And then the stream starts chopping. And then it stops. And then something else happens where I see a player that's like now down the field and there's a goal. Then I look up and there's 2 more goals, 3 more goals. So I guess I hate technology at this moment. So that's my rant's on technology. Get yourself together. It's the 21st century. And that's it. So moving forward, yeah, I guess I have to blame it on technology because when I blame it on the teams, people attack me. So I won't call on any teams' names. But moving forward, we're going to talk about some of these contests once again. And the first one I want to talk about is the one that no one's trying to enter. I'm going to beg once again. We're going to have another moment. We are giving away free tickets to Chicago's Red Stars game. All you have to do, I don't care, you can walk. We might pick you up in the car. We'll give you food and dinner afterwards. So we'll feed you, wine you, dine you, drive you back to your house, tuck you in your bed, and if we have to, we'll take your hat off and put a little sleep hat or something on. We will do everything for you. All you have to do is send a tweet or tell us, yeah, I want the tickets, and I will carry you to the car, carry you to your seat. It's that simple. Just tell us why you think you deserve the tickets. Because we have a few people here or there, and I'm like, wait a moment, are we not giving away free tickets? Wait a moment, are there no Chicago Red Star fans that even pay attention to the show? Maybe, and if that's the case, then maybe my rant should be about Chicago Red Stars getting more fans. But I see you at the games, so you're lying. So someone that's in
the only
Chicago.
fan is Graham.
Yeah,
Yep,
only
it looks
Graham.
like it.
That's
Graham and his room full of scarves.
Yep. So, Graham, unless you know someone, Graham, or maybe you can go out and make some friends with some of these people out in the street in Chicago, tell them to come to a game because we have free tickets and they get to hang out with us. Because they're hanging out with Jen Carl, the likes of Jackie, I don't know, some guy for red cap. And I'm not going to wear the red cap because I want to be incognito. So I'm not going to wear the red cap. No, actually I have to because we're doing some other stuff too. So please, people, just look out for a message because we're going to end that contest on the 17th so we can have a winner for that. And then you'll know. And the next week, the madness begins. Oh, yeah. It's going to be wild in Chicago. Also, Jen Carl's contest. Once again, all you have to do. This is the thing with Jen Carl and Courtney. They're both. It's the same contest, but it's a little different. Courtney's going to be doing business, so to speak, and so you can't really just walk up to her. If you walk to her, you will be arrested. That's the honest truth. You will be arrested and dragged off the field. And I hope, Jen Carl, you get your camera ready, take pictures. I want to see someone run up to Courtney and get arrested because it will be funny to me and maybe not so funny to you. But yes, it will be funny.
It'll be a special segment on That Spirit Fan this week.
Right? Person arrested for hugging Courtney just to win something free. But for Jen Carl, it's simple. If you see her walking anywhere around the stadium, if you see her in the seat, if you're sitting next to her, say, hey, I saw you on Off the Post. I heard about some contests on Facebook, social media, blah, blah, blah. So what are you going to give me free? If she doesn't give you anything free, then that's a fight that's going to happen, and someone else is going to get arrested. If she gives you something free, congratulations. You know, you met Jen Carl, a panelist, and maybe you can talk some soccer a bit, hang out a bit afterward with some of her and the Spirit, I guess. I don't know, I call them a gang. They're not a squad. They're a gang. They bullied me. They just bullied me on this show to pick all Spirit stuff. And then you guys can have a good time. So look for Jen Carl. Take a picture even with her, because that'd be cool. We can post on our social media, and you guys will win something cool. I have a cool contest for September with the games up here. So be on the lookout for me, but we'll tell you about that the closer we get.
Does it count for the contest if she's staying at my house?
I'll buy you a beer later.
Okay, so there you go. So that works. So you're getting something free. And if you're going to be going to the game with her, I guess everyone's going to be just pulling free stuff out of Jen Carl. So use this to your advantage, this contest, people. All of her friends. Just get stuff out of her for free and you'll be fine. Other than that, I think that's it for our show. So we told people about all the free stuff. We had a good time. And as I said, I was bullied and pressured into stuff I didn't want to do. And that is that. I guess we'll wrap it up. Once again, this is another episode of Off the Post. I'm your host, DJ Redcap, kind of afraid of the Spirit fans, and we'll be back again on the 17th. I won't be here, but we'll have a special
nice
guest.
People.
Yeah, that's what you all say. Brittany Alvarado.
I'm baking you peanut butter cookies.
That's true, but you threatened me, and I fear for my life. So when you tune in on the 17th, you'll get to see Courtney and Brittany Alvarado of the Sky Blue. She's the sideline reporter, so that'll be cool. And then after that, there's going to be special guests that we're going to be telling you about each week. There's like a couple players coming on, a bunch of stuff like that. So it'll be worth tuning in. There's going to be players from teams that you like coming on. There's going to be a cool Spirit player coming on, a player that will be getting call-ups down the road, and I think she's going to win. Can I say it? Rookie of the Year. Ooh, that gives a big hint, so watch out. Ooh, yep. Who is it? So, she said the name. So, all right, guys, tune in, and you'll get to see her, too, this next week, and it'll be all good. So, we're about to sign off as we usually do. You know what we do, Jen. Tell everyone in the room to wave, and we're all going to wave, too.
Wave, cheesy wave, come on.
Cheesy wave.
There we go.
Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye.